Okay. So let's start let's start from top to bottom. So from here, let's do a circle with a neck. So really exaggerate when you're coming forward. Let it come forward. Relax your shoulders. And then let's go ahead and switch direction. Hi, Kathy. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. Okay, and then come to center. And this is also good for your neck and good for your eyes, right? I don't know, I'm guilty of this where I'm straining looking at tablets and computers. And um, my eyes get strained. So this is both for your neck and your eyes. So it's like double benefits. But what we want to do is we want to bring our eyes at diagonally and our neck down, right? Stretching from here. So we're going to look diagonally down to the left. See, our eyes will be the leader here. So we're going to look. And now our eyes going to go all the way to the top, diagonally to the right. So we're going to go look back. Our head and neck follows. Boom. And look back as far as you can. And then we're going to look down to the right diagonally. So we're going to come bring our eyes down. And then from here, we're going to go to the left top diagonally. Eyesight, go all the way, strain those eyes. And then we're going to go down to the left, the original position we started at, and then a little bit faster. So across to top right, and then bottom right, top left, bottom left, go back again, right top, right bottom, left top. And now I'm going to go reverse. So now I'm going to go down to the right bottom, boom, right bottom, right top, left bottom, left top, and then back to right bottom, right top, left bottom, left top. All right. Okay, so from here, let's bring our attention to our shoulders, and we're going to rotate our shoulders. Lift them high, pull them back, pull them down, forward. And go ahead and switch now, opposite direction. All right, so hands. If you have long arms, you can interlace your fingers. My arms are kind of short, so I am going to unlock them and put them behind my back. I'm going to go start out by opening my elbows out, pressing my chest forward. Boom. You can even look up towards the ceiling. And then from here, I'm going to bring my elbows and touch them together, right? This is where if you're interlacing your fingers and you can't touch them, go ahead and unlace them. And then we're going to open wide and then touch, open. One more time. Good. Bring our attention to our elbows. And we're going to go ahead and switch direction. And from here, go ahead and interlace your fingers together. And I'm going to go ahead and face my palm outward. And I'm going to go ahead and press forward. And again, back one more time. And you can even pull, right? You can pull one side to the other side. Good. You can unlace them, go ahead and open as wide as you can, and then fold them in a fist, and do that a few times. Another one I really like too is like to start with my pinky and then fold them in, right? This is really good for your fingers to be moving in these directions. Okay, good. Go ahead and shake them out. I'm going to go to our hips. And switch direction. Good. Go to our knees. Bring them close. Don't touch each other close. And then forward, back, side. And repeat. And go ahead and switch direction. All right, come up. And go ahead and put your weight to your left. Pick up your right foot. And we're going to go again, an ankle and wrist. And switch direction. Good. Let's go to the other side. And switch direction. Go ahead and step wide. Want to squat down, tuck your hips in. I'm going to rest my forearm on my left thigh, my right hand, palm inside of my knee. I'm going to squat even lower, try to straighten my right arm out, pressing back, and my knees pressing in. And squat down as low as I can. And then lastly, that shoulder. Just leaning towards the ground. Just trying to touch the ground. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. Squat as low as you can. Let's go back to first side. And you can move around this time around. And switch to the other side. And move. All right. All right. So we're going to do just a short session. 1 minute of these exercises. So the first one is you're going to kind of have some room in front of you, right? And you're going to do a skier, but like skier going, instead of just doing side to side, you're going to move laterally forward and then backward. So this is what it looks like. I'm here, right? I'm going to go, my first step will be in front, boom, in front, boom, in front, boom. So I'm moving, and then I'm going to move back. It's a little trickier for me when you go backward. So that's the first one. The second one is, right, whatever direction I'm going, that same leg comes up, right? So I'm going to my right leg comes up. I'm gonna jump and land with my right leg, boom, and then I switch leg, right? As I land, switch leg, I wanna come down, boom, and both of my leg will, my right leg will kick back, boom, and I'm gonna do a push-up. I jump up, right, in that position. So this, I'm going that direction, this leg is up. I'm gonna go boom, come down, push up, and I'm gonna go right? That's the second one. All right. So the third one is we're gonna go hands and feet together, and then as I squat wide, my hand goes out wide. But I stayed sort of boom, right? I don't come up, so I stay low squat. I'm not gonna lie, your thigh's gonna hate you for that one. All right, so it's just 3, and we're gonna go from one to the next. Okay, first one is incorporate your arms in it. All right, so this is a variation of burpees. One leg up, jump, and then push up. All right. Squat. Sorry, boom. Take a water break. All right, let's do another round before we get fully cool down. Okay, let's go. Go. All right. Up. Ten more seconds. 7, 3. Water break. Good job. All right. So we're going to do a few exercises before we start, or drills, right? Since some of you are kind of new. So the first drill is you're going to start with a stagger stance, and you're going to go, the knee first hits the ground, boom. You're going to pick up the second leg, boom, and then come in and hit the ground. And then the third pickup, you just post, right? So it looks like first, second, post. Okay? So two knee slides and then posting your leg. Do 10 on each side. Good. Keep going. All right. That's close enough, right? Okay. Next drill is you will have your right leg up, right? And from here, you're gonna go ahead and with your arm, go ahead and have your arm up as if you have a collar tie, right? And with your arm, you're gonna pull the arm out. Pull the arm back, the elbow back, and your leg back. Boom. So you kind of come almost as if, look, when I go down, I'm bringing my hand close to that leg that's moving, right? The idea is we're gonna, boom, bring the head down to the ground. So go ahead and do 10 of those. So right leg up, right? You can do it together. Boom, and we'll hold, boom. Bring the elbow back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch. Right. So 1, 2, 3, elbow back. 4. Bring your hand close to your foot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. All right. So this movements will be together, but let's see. Again, with your right leg up. From here, you're going to go ahead and kind of bring your leg across your body, right? So if I'm here, I'm going to bring it across kind of close to this leg. So I'm going to go boom here, right? And then from here, I'm going to add what we just did, right? I'm going to bring boom, right? So again, I am here. My leg is right, left leg is in front. I'm going to go tap and then bring that leg boom back, right? And so just do that right now, chain them together. So again, right leg up. I'm going to go ahead and tap, and then the same leg will go back with my same elbow back. Yes. So tap and then boom. So try not to, Kathy, your leg up like this. Try not to have your leg up like this, but on the floor, tap. With my foot kind of lift up like this on the side. So I'm tapping with the bottom of my foot. Let's go boom, and then come back. Yes. Good. Okay, so this is kind of like jujitsu gymnastica, right? So I'm gonna go from there. Boom, I'm gonna tap and then bring the arm, boom, back, and I'm here. And then from here, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle to the side. So I'm gonna go from here, right? So I'm gonna go boom, bring it back, right? And then shuffle to the side, right? So go do that. So boom, boom, and shuffle to the side. Switch to the other side. If you want to try the other side. Okay, just looking for the video, but okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and add one more, right? All the movements together. Boom, I'm gonna tap, bring it down. I'm gonna shuffle, and then I'm gonna do the knee slide. One knee, two. So one knee, two knee, and then pick up, right? So it's everything. So it's tap, come here, shuffle, one knee, two knee, and then pick up. So put all of those movements together. Give that a try. Okay. Found the video that I was looking for. So the first thing is, right, we have been working on, let me get my self pen here. We've been working on ankle pick, right? So one of the things about ankle pick, you could be super good at it, but if people know that that's your game or that's what you tend to do, and they'll prepare for that, you could be like one of the best ankle picks. It's really hard to come down and pick someone's ankle, right? So a lot of times you gotta kind of do angles and movement to get the ankle, right? So one of the best way to get an ankle pick is to kind of do a snap them down where you're, somebody has your head and then they snap you down and you come to the floor. When you're on the floor, look, when somebody snaps me down, right? When I'm on the floor, I don't jump up with both my feet and I come up like this, especially if there's like a pressure here, right? I'm gonna fight to come up because if I don't do something, they're gonna go around, take my back, right? So when I'm down here, a lot of times I'm gonna go boom, one leg and two legs, right? You don't see people going like this, especially when there's a head. You're gonna lean to one side and come up and blah, right? So when that happens, it's good. That's when it's really ideal when they're down there and as they're coming up, that's totally ideal to pick their ankle, right? So before we do that, we're gonna learn how to do a snap down first, right? So get in your position. So unlike boxing in jiu-jitsu, your control hand or your power hand is usually whatever is your strong side, which is your right. So if that is the case, then the same side limb, your leg, goes forward versus like in boxing, it's the opposite, it goes back, right? So in jiu-jitsu, it goes forward, boom. So you're gonna get a collar tie, so it's like a control on the neck right here. Let me get my dummy here. So you're gonna come in, right? Come in, standing. So I'm gonna get the neck and I'm gonna use the forearm against the chest here to control. So against the chest. So over here, it would be the neck, and then I use the forearm against the chest, the inside of the chest to control. So we're gonna have our right leg up, neck control, forearm, and then the other hand could be at the tricep here or at the wrist here. So let's just everybody do a wrist, right? So we're gonna go boom, right leg up at the wrist here. So to do a snap down, right, we're gonna go the movement that we just did. So I'm gonna go pull the head as I, bring this close to my body and hand here, and I'm gonna do a snap down. So I'm gonna step this leg back and pull the head towards my foot. Boom, right? So let's do that. So again, you're gonna get the head control, the wrist, and from here you can move around, boom, boom, a little bit, and then when you're ready to go, boom. So you pull the head down. So give that a try real quick. Let me change this view to gallery. All right, I feel like we got that, okay? So just to mimic, like if I was the opponent and I got boom, right? I got pulled over and I'm down here, boom, like this. Typically, right, a lot of us will use a strong leg to like come up, which is my right leg. So, and then I'm gonna come up, boom, left leg like this, right? So I want you to pay attention. This is my right leg, my opponent right leg. This is my left leg, right? So again, pay attention. I'm gonna boom, down here. So I did this. I got the head, the arm, right? And I snap them down right here. And they're gonna come up with the right leg, right? Usually right leg, left leg. It doesn't matter because we learned how to do an ankle pick, right? This past month. An outside pick or inside pick, whatever leg that they go first. We're gonna start just today. We're gonna go there. They pick up the first. So the moment that they pick up the right leg, you're gonna go down. You're gonna go your knees down, pick up, second knee down, and then third knee, come up, and you're gonna shelf. Does that make sense? Was that like a good, was that visually, Karen, give me a feedback. That was cool. Okay, so again, you're here, right? You're gonna go right leg up. You're gonna snap them down. They're gonna go with the right foot first, come up. That's perfect. You're gonna come down with one knee, pick up the angle. Second knee to drive up, and then third knee is to shelf that leg that you just picked up. Does that make sense? Okay, so go ahead and practice that. Does anybody have any questions? Kathy, you got it? Okay. So usually she would fall like this, Kathy. Your partner would fall like this. If somebody takes you down and snap you down, you're gonna fall like this. The opponent that's being snapped, they're gonna fall like this. They're gonna come like this, right? Because they're being pulled and forward. So they're gonna fall in and land in a turtle position like this. And from the turtle, they're gonna step up one leg, and then that's how you get up, right? So yeah, so when they step that leg up, yep, you grab that, and then knee slide with the same knee as the arm that, yep. So it's like, right? Yep, and then knee slide with the other one, and then pick up your right one and shelf that leg. Yes. Very good, very good. Yep, that's it. So again, boom, okay. So Kathy, okay, I'm gonna walk you through. So right leg up in front. And you see how your right arm is stretched out like this? I want you to have this forearm on your partner. Yes. And now I want you to go boom, and your partner's gonna fall, boom, right on the ground with your hands on the mat. So go ahead, step back and pull. Yes. And then they're gonna get up. Yep. And then from there, go ahead, same arm picked up, same knee slide, first knee slide, right? Yep. Yep, so it's your left arm. So Kathy, you're gonna pick up the leg with your left arm, right? You're gonna pick up the leg with your left arm, left knee goes down, and then you're gonna push, your right leg's gonna push and drive forward, boom, and then the right leg goes down, and then you end it with your left leg up, shelving the leg. Yeah, so do a circular motion, bring them, boom, snap down, right? Yeah. Yep. So left leg, and then go ahead, pick up your right and knee slide with your right, and then pick up, yes, very good, yeah. All right. This is half of the technique, so come back on Sunday and I'll show the other half. But thank you, everybody did really well. That looks awesome, Kathy. That was great. All right. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. If not, then Kathy will take over the second portion of the class.
I'll do it. Don't worry, Kathy. You don't have to do it. All right. So I'll. You said Kathy. Like no pressure on Kathy or anything.
What? Oh, Kathy. I'm like,
yeah,
like,
what? Kathy can teach it. She's.
Sorry, I'm like,
yeah,
Kathy, you didn't know you were teaching today?
Yeah. Okay. So so take a break, like 2 minutes, then we'll come back and we'll kickbox. Out of here. Okay, so when people are ready, we'll start. People a second to come back. All right, we'll get started. So the first, we're gonna do a few rounds of shadow boxing to warm up into kickboxing with different kind of drills for kickboxing. Here, let me put this lamp on. It's too dark. So we're gonna do. Let's start with this. So we're gonna start with. Let's do one round where we're kickboxing, we're shadow boxing without our hands. So it's going to be without our hands. These will be 1.5 minute rounds. We'll do. So we're going to be shadow boxing without our hands, and we're like when we're doing that, we're trying to. So we're keeping our hands in our tight guard position. If you want to also kind of shake your hands out periodically to not get. If you tend to find yourself getting stiff, then you can kind of, if you want to kind of, shake your hands, or this isn't about the tight guard so much as it's about getting your hips engaged. So you're trying to take a lot of angles with your hips as though you're throwing crosses and uppercuts and hooks. I'm just trying to you're really trying to, warm this all up. Get this, really strong pelvic twist and waist twist for the, to warm your waist up. Okay, so we'll do these rounds for 1.5 minutes. Just debating between 1 minute and 2 minutes, so that's the answer. Okay, get set and go. Shadow boxing with your hands just in guard, your guard position. You're just moving your hips. Going in. All right. So now let's do for the second round. Let's do that same drill, and then you're going to add straight punches. So all you're doing is throwing straight punches, and then so you're doing a lot of twisting. Let's actually think about that. Let's just put in all the punches. So let's just do a full round of, regular round. We'll do 1.5 minutes of kickboxing where you do all, you just put the arms in. So just what you were doing before. So trying to keep that same quality of pelvic turn, kind of exaggerated, but now I'm adding the arms. So you can throw any punches you want. So same thing as before, just adding the arms in now. Get set and go. All right, break. And now we're gonna do a few rounds practicing pivot, so we can make sure we incorporate that into our shadow boxing. We're gonna kind of keep building on these shadow boxing drills, and then eventually after that we'll take a break and go to kicking. But we're gonna build up our punching practice here. So let's do let's practice all together the pivot. So you're gonna get in your stance. And we're going to be pivoting. So I'm standing up southpaw, but I'm also mirroring you. So you'll be in your, stand orthodox. So you're going to be in your stance. And then regular stance, got my hands up. If I want to pivot, all the pivots we're going to do today are off the front, what Jamal calls pivoting off the front leg. When I was demonstrating, it was actually pivoting off the back leg. So basically my front leg is going to be the pivot point. So I'm either going to pivot this way, or I'm going to pivot that way. There's a pivot here too. Off the back leg, that's more for, being kind of use it with slipping and head evasion, but this is a big get out of the way kind of pivot. So, so let's practice first pivoting towards your, I don't know if it's towards your left, but I always get confused how to explain it, but pivoting where my body's going to end up facing to my right. So, but my body's going to move to my left. So I'm going to step, whichever way I'm going to pivot for this, I'm going to step my lead foot a little bit that direction. So when I want to pivot that way, I'm going to step my left foot out to the left. And when I step it out to the left, it's not like a roundhouse kick. I'm not going to turn my foot out. I'm going to turn my foot. If I was stepping for a roundhouse kick, I step like that because I'm going to pivot this direction. This time I'm going to step pigeon-toed a little bit. And think about it this way. Both cases, my toes are pointing where I'm going to go. Here I'm going to go over there. So I'm going to look over there. So, so my toes are pointing where I'm going to look. So I'm stepping out a little pigeon-toed, and then I'm going to take my right leg, turn back. So let's just do one more time. So I've stepped my left leg a little bit out to the left, and then I'm going to turn and face what was before was my right. Yeah. So you're stepping wide, exactly. This you do in kickboxing, a lot. Like this is how you get around somebody. So, and it's really useful for, it's good for self-defense, just being able to get out of people's way. People are coming at you, they don't expect, it's a very quick, efficient way to move around somebody. So let's do 4 of these together. So it'll be like they'll just keep going. So we'll make a full circle. So each time you're turning like a quarter of a clock. So when I say 1, you're gonna go step, turn, 2, step, turn. So we're gonna go all the way around. So 1, step, turn. So now you should be facing to the side. 2, same thing. Now you're facing the back. 3, 4, back to the front. All right, if you're not back to the front, face front again. We'll do that same thing one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. And then let's add a few punches. So after you do that pivot, you do it from here. After you do that pivot, because you've drawn the back foot back, you kind of load it up. It's a lot like that pull we were just doing. You've loaded the back leg. You can punch from there. So we're going to throw a cross, hook, cross. So when we pivot, we're going to go step, pivot, cross, hook, cross. Step, pivot, cross, hook, cross. So let's get ready. We'll do that together. So again, we'll do it in a circle. So 1, step, pivot, cross, hook, cross. 2, should be facing back. 3, 4. Let's go around one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So now we're going to pivot the other direction. So pivoting the other direction is a little less intuitive, but it's even a more important direction to pivot. If you're sparring me and look how I'm looking to you, I'd be fighting you southpaw. Then you're trying to get over to that side of me. You're trying to get away from my power hand, which is my left. But more often, you're going to be sparring someone who's standing orthodox, same stance as you. So you're going to want to get over there, away from their right hand. So you don't only go one direction, you go both directions, but when in doubt, you're going away. If you don't have a reason strategically, the default is you're going away from their power hand. So this is a really important pivot for right-handed people. So so we're going to step or put a little bit across. And now even though I guess my body is about to turn to face that way, but I don't need to turn I'm not going to turn my toes that way. I'm just going to step. I'm just going to keep, whenever I'm doing this footwork, I'm just keeping a little bit pigeon-toed, just because it's easier to rotate with your foot that way. So I'm going to step a tiny bit across, not like crossing my legs, just a little bit to the right. And then I'm going to slide my left or my right foot around to face towards my left. This one's always a little weirder. Step, pivot. If you didn't do that first step, then it's really hard to just pivot because you have to kind of, go like that. So the step kind of creates a little momentum that you can pivot off of. So let's do those practice those in a square again. So start facing the front. And so when I say one, you're going to do step, pivot, and you'll be facing towards your left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, before we go around again, we're going to add something to that. So when you pivot this direction, step, pivot. Now I've loaded up this leg. The way that move worked, the weight at the end, because I've gone this way, my weight ends up on my lead leg, on my left leg. And so I can't just throw a jab. I need to throw some kind of hook punch or uppercut. So I'm going to actually twist a little past. I'm going to end up a little past. Like I'm not just going to end up squared up. I'm going to end up actually twisted over my left leg so that I can throw a counter punch. So I'm going to go step, pivot, step, pivot. So let's add that in when we go around. So after you pivot, you're going to end up not in a regular squared up stance, but even more like you're going to have your right shoulder kind of twisted forward. So 1, step, pivot, and twist. I'm like loading up a left, uppercut, for example. 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more time around. 1. Let's do this. So let's start from the start facing forward again. One thing let's do it this way now. We're going to add a jab. Let's do it this. So we'll make it, when I say 1, you're going to go jab, step, pivot, and then come back. So, because it's really hard to pivot from here. So you'll end up here, but then we'll come back. You'll go jab, step. In fact, let's put the jab as the step, pivot, and then you're twisted. And then you come up again, step, pivot. That's a little complicated, but that's how it's going to build. So one more time. When I step, I'm also going to jab. That disguises the step. And I'm going to pivot, get to the twisted position, then come back to neutral. Step, pivot. So we'll do 2 sets around of that. So 1, jab, pivot. I'll just do the next punch. Then come back to neutral, just neutral stance. 2, jab, pivot. 3, 4. One more time around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And now we're going to add the counter. So the counter punch here is a left side punch. We twist it all up. And let's just throw a uppercut, cross, hook. So I've just pivoted. I'm going jab, pivot, up, cross, hook. A little complex. Jab, it goes with my step. It's just a kind of fake jab just to, so I'm not just look like I'm obvious what I'm doing. Jab, pivot, up, cross, hook. Left, right, left. So let's give that a try. So we'll do that 2 times around. So start facing forward. And 1. Jab, pivot, up, cross, hook. I came up a little bit. 2. 3. 4. One more time around. 1. 2, 3, 4. Good. So now we're gonna do, let me check the time. I want it, okay, good. So we're gonna do a couple of more rounds, then we're gonna break for a second and then do some kicking. This round, you're gonna be shadow boxing. So going back to that shadow boxing we were doing at the beginning. So you use your arms, throw any punches you want. Really, you try to twist your hips a lot still. And then you can do the pivoting already anytime you want. But if I say, what's the easier way to do it, left and right? Yeah, we'll just do it left and right. No, I'll say 1 and 2. So if I say 1, you do the first pivot. So you're gonna step out, pivot, cross, hook, cross. And if I say 2, you're gonna go step across. You can add the jab if you want. Step across, pivot, up, cross, hook. I'll remind you of that as the first couple times we do it. So 1 is, you can always jab on the step out. It's a good way to disguise it. So I can go 1, pivot. That one though, it kind of, I would do it there, but it doesn't go with the movement as well, so it might mess you up. It's more of a fake. So you could just step out there. It actually would be more faking across. That's because it's like the movement of a cross. So I'm going to step out, 1, cross, hook, cross. And then if I say 2, nice. If I say 2, it's going to be step across. There you could add the jab, step across, pivot, up, cross, hook. So the first pivot ends with cross, hook, cross, and the second one ends with up, cross, hook, which is a little harder. All right, so we're gonna do a full, no, we'll do the 1.5 minute round. Then we'll do the full minute, we'll do the full round of the next thing, which is gonna be the tiring thing. This is practice for the tiring thing. Okay, so get set and go. So you're moving around, shadow boxing. Try to really, keep your hips engaged, your waist active. Your arms are not mostly what's working. 1, step out, cross, hook, cross. 1, 2, step across, pivot, up, cross, hook. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, shadow boxing, good. 1, 1, 2, 2. All right, good. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. This is gonna be a 3-minute round. You're gonna be shadow boxing. If I yell either of those 2 numbers, that's what you do, 1 or 2. Other things that I might yell out now are this. 1 is sprawl. See all the sprawl? 1 is break fall. If you break fall, you're gonna break fall. The pattern for break fall will be break fall. Then you're gonna do a technical stand. You're gonna post your dominant arm, you post your right arm. For all of you, the kickboxing, because you wanna come up in your stance. And then I'm gonna back up. So I'm not just gonna come up from here. I'm gonna go scoot, scoot. So I'm a little bit away. And then I'm gonna come up to my stance. So again, if I say break fall, the pattern is break fall, post, scoot, scoot, technical stand. And I could also say, the third thing I could say is, let's do it. The third thing I can say is ankle pick, and then we're gonna do Molly's ankle pick. So if I say ankle pick, you'll have to do it. If you need to reverse your stance, you can do it. Otherwise, you're gonna do it from the kickboxing stance. So I've got them here, I've got my left leg in front. I'm going to pull back, and then I'm going to sink, pick up, that. So I'm just going to do that drill we were doing in the beginning. If you're like, I don't remember how to do that drill, then you can just do this part. You can do pull just from the beginning, knee slide, post. We did that a lot at the beginning. So that's the relevant footwork. Pull, knee slide, post. So that's if I say ankle pick. I could say something else like throw 10 punches or something. Anything else I say will be self-explanatory. So this is kind of the type of drill you do a lot in Sancho or MMA, mimicking what it's like to incorporate your shadow boxing with your grappling and your, evasion, like sprawling. So, so it's gonna be a 3-minute round. Then we're gonna have a little break after that, and then finish with kicking. So, get set, and you're gonna start shadow boxing. Start with shadow boxing. Go. Shadow boxing. You can start picking up the speed, but try to keep that same hip movement. And you can do a lot of pivots even, if I don't call them, you can still do them. Lateral movement, forward and backward. All right, keep going. I put on the wrong length of round. Get extra time. All right, 1. Cross, hook, cross. 2. Shadow boxing. Sprawl. Good. When you sprawl, in kickboxing, this would be someone is shooting under your punch, trying to grab your legs. So just keep that in mind as you sprawl. Sprawl. Break fall. Break fall, scoot, and technical stand. Ankle pick. Pull them back, knee slides, and shelf the leg. I forgot what that's called. 1. Sprawl. 2. 2. Uppercut cross hook. 1. Sprawl. Break fall. 2. 1. Ankle pick. 1. Sprawl. Sprawl. Technical stand, or break fall. Break fall is technical stand. 1. 1, then 2. All right, grab some water, and then we're gonna grab a chair as well. We're gonna be using the chair to throw kicks onto. So you need something where you can have a surface to kick onto. If you're having trouble finding something like that, let me know. I frequently put a pillow on mine to raise up the level a little bit. So everyone back with their chairs. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna set the chair up sort of like Molly was doing with her Bulgarian bag. We're gonna mimic legs by turning it. So I'm turning a point towards me. So I don't actually have the I don't have the front side of the chair facing me. I have one of the points of the chair facing me, so that I have sort of like two angles. You know, I'm at the corner of a square here, so I can. It's actually pretty similar to the angles of people's legs. So so we're gonna do a few sets of leg kicks, different things with leg kicks. So you know, when you do a leg kick for Sancho or MMA, in Muay Thai, sometimes they do a more straight across. I can't do it right now. I'm gonna kick my chair, but they do a more straight across kind of leg kick. But for Sancho or MMA, we do, and even for Muay Thai, quite a lot. They, you know, because the person is standing something like this, you want to come up and down. So you know, if you just go straight, you tend to like raise their leg. You really don't want to hit their knee because you probably break your own foot. So so you're trying to get the thigh. So we come up and then down. So I'm trying to get the shin here onto the chair. I'll show you what my foot does. My standing foot has to pivot a lot for that to happen. So my outside foot, I step out a little bit, like any roundhouse kick. I got to make room. If I'm here, if I don't step out, then I'm trying to kick and I'm all tangled up in myself. So just like with that pivot that we did before, I have to step out a little bit to make room for my back leg. So I'm going to step out a little bit, come up, pivot, come back. So so we're going to do, well, first we're going to do 1 minute of kicks on each side. So we're just going to go kick, kick, come back. Really think about the pivot on this, you know, on the standing leg. You know, if your knee starts hurting, because we're all on weird surfaces and this is kind of a natural thing to kick onto, you know, slow down, take a break. You know, if you need to hold on to something to give you a little support. But otherwise, 1 minute. So just pick whichever leg you want to start with. Actually, let's all start with our, so the combinations work. Let's all start with our, everyone start with their right leg. I'm going to do my left leg, but everyone start with their backside leg. Set. Okay, and go. Looks good. Yeah, a little bit of your weight transfers onto the kicking leg. Not enough that you're like, you know, kind of like if you're doing a pistol squat and you were supporting it with the chair, you just put the tiniest bit of weight down there to kind of, and in this case, it would be to bang down on their leg. But you don't want to put so much weight that you can't pull it back. Okay, so now we're going to do the other leg. We're going to do, oops, sorry. Okay, so now we're going to do a switch step for that leg. So when I do the lead leg, I'm going to switch my stance, step, step. That's a 2-step process. So I slide my front leg back, step my my back leg out and up, and then I'm in the position to throw on the other side. So it's going to go kick, and then step, step back to your stance. So 1 minute of left kicks with a switch step, and go. Switch back to the shot clock. Okay. All right, so now we're going to add, let's do one set of squat kicks. So for this one, we're going to do, so we're just going to squat. For this one, you're not going to switch stance. And let's do squat kicks at the end. We'll do the squat kick. Nice. Thank you for holding. That's awesome. So so we're going to do we won't do squat kicks. We'll do keep going with combinations. So now we're just going to add punches to that. Put it back up where you can see my face. Put it down for my feet. So we're going to throw now we're going to go back to the right leg, jab, cross, hook, kick. And let's throw a cross at the end. If you're still getting the feeling of the kick and you kind of feel like the cross is messing you up, then don't throw the cross. But otherwise, after you retract the kick, cross. So you get the idea that you kick, you come back, load up your back leg a little bit, and then end with a cross. Jab, cross, hook, kick, cross. And throw the punches really throw the punches very properly like you would throw the punches, if that makes sense, even though you're focusing on the kick. The only difference is that from throwing them, if you were just boxing, is that your cross won't have quite as much, sometimes you don't turn your cross quite as much if you're about to throw something else after it. But try to, really just think about kind of good twisty motion on the punches, and that will set your kick up. So jab, cross, hook, kick, cross. Jab, cross, hook, right kick, right cross. And go. That is some incredible improvised pads. I'm very impressed. All right, now we're gonna do a combination of the other side. So this one's gonna be, what am I doing? Orthodox. It's gonna be jab, cross, switch step. Let's do, for this one, let's do a hook at the end. So it's gonna be, let me make sure that makes sense. Hold on. It's a little weird when we do it with the chair. Yeah, that's actually what we're doing. We're gonna do a cross. Usually you follow both of these punches with a cross, both of these kicks with a cross. We'll do the cross on this side as well. So just felt a little weird when I was doing it on the chair. So it's gonna look like this, jab, cross. Here when you switch step, you can kind of switch step as you're throwing the cross. Jab, cross, switch step, left kick, bam, bam. And as I've stepped back, I threw my kick, I went bam, bam, cross. So try to think about the cross. It's a little awkward with the chair, but think about it like it's an opportunity to get back. A lot of time we add cross at the end of the combination when we're training, just to make sure we're back in our stance and just don't let everything go after the kick. So, so again, if it doesn't feel perfect, just try to see if you can get it to feel natural. Okay, get set. Oh, yeah, get set and go. Cross, switch step, cross. All right. So we're gonna stop there. So and we're gonna do the meditation. So you can put your chair away or your pillows, and then grab a spot to sit. We'll just do a few minutes of meditation. Okay, so grab your spot. You could let's just go. Well, yeah, we'll do this. So we'll just close your eyes and take a few breaths in through your nose, exhaling through your nose, or if you're feeling like you're catching your breath, you can exhale through your mouth. Just trying to calm your breathing down, calm your mind down. Right, and you could try the breathing where you inhale for, say, 4 counts, then you hold for 4 counts, and then you exhale for 8 counts. So however many counts you want to do, it's inhaling and holding for the same amount, and then exhaling for twice as long. And then you can release that breathing pattern if you'd like to, and just take the last minute, just breathing naturally, however comes naturally to you, keeping your mind calm. If any thoughts arise, just letting them pass by without getting involved with them, just keeping your mind still. take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Right, and then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll rub our palms together, generate some heat between your palms. And then you can rub back on your ears. Rub your palms together again. And you could rub back on your neck. And then you can clasp your hands together, turn and look back over one shoulder. And then turn and look over your other shoulder. Back to the first side. Second side. And back to center. You can release your legs. You can rub your thighs. Rub your shins, calves. Rub your feet. Okay, thanks everyone. That's it. And we do have a couple announcements quickly. The first one is that's really important is that this class starting next week and for March is going to become just an hour. So this is going to be an hour class. The attendance has sort of dropped steadily, as you've noticed, and we thought it might be easier for people to attend if it was an hour. We'll try to get as much workout into it and just kind of, we're going to kind of integrate our 2 halves more so that it's not so much a kickboxing half and the wrestling half, but I mean, it'll have those parts, but it's going to be a little more integrated into one thing. So we think that'll keep the momentum going a little better. And that's going to be true of the Sunday class as well. And then the other thing, which is sort of related, is that we are teaching intro to kickboxing and intro to jujitsu. That's one other reason. We just thought the timing worked out for the best time to teach that was around 6, because this is, you know, kind of prime time for people. And we wanted a time when people could take both. Molly and I are teaching them. So if you have friends who are interested, we're still trying to get more students. It starts in March, and all of the info I'll put in here. If you go to toughlove.org, meow in the chat, toughlove.org has both of those classes there. Like one of them is toughlove.org. You could just go to toughlove.org, or you can go to toughlove.org. Kickboxing and BJJ. Those have the classes, and there's also, we're having our women's self-defense class, our free women's self-defense class, like Jane, if you want to come back to it, for example. It's this weekend on Saturday at 11 to 12, or tell friends about it. If you know, all these classes, if word of mouth is one of the best ways to get people involved. That was a lot of announcements.
So this is saying drill to kill, and it's going to switch from just 5 to 6?
Exactly. It's going to be the same class, and it's just going to be a shorter class.
It's
And then-
basically the same thing, but it's shorter.
Yeah, the same thing, shorter. We're going to switch up the order of how things go a little bit, but it's the same thing, just shorter.
And when are the intro to kickboxing and jiu-jitsu classes going to be?
Those are going to be, the intro to jiu-jitsu is Tuesday night, and the intro to kickboxing is Thursday night, and they're going to be 6:15. Yeah, 6:15 to 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can
Okay.
register. Right now we're doing month by month for that. So the first kickoff, which is this Monday, is for just March only. And yeah, so the BJJ is every Tuesday, kickboxing is every Thursday.
Okay.
And a lot of the goal with that is to get more people on board. It's like, I feel bad if you want, but you could take it if you wanted to, and it would be appropriate for you, but you'd be paying extra. So if you are interested, maybe like message one of us and see,
Okay.
you know, if you can afford it, that's great. But also like, it's because a lot of people right now can take all like the people, like basically there's like people who are taking just online classes have a really easy way to do it for really cheap because of the way Sean set things up. And we need some like paying members who also can come into a class that's appropriate for them. That's the right level.
Yeah.
So so that's kind of, so these classes, they're $80 for the session or $120 for both.
Okay.
So I wouldn't want you to have to pay that necessarily.
I couldn't either. So
Yeah. Well, and if you're paying a full gym membership and you're interested in doing those classes, talk to us, message me.
Okay.
Because your class that you do pay for is getting shortened. So I think we could arrange for you.
I mean, I'm just on the Patreon.
Yeah.